That's ripped. Okay, now to set my emergency brake. Perfect. I need to move some of this. Got to build handrails around the porch. Later. I got more important things to do. I have scout stuff. But now I can't get in. So I'll go around this side. Another project, Sniper 2. But today, bumper time. Though I might go change my shirt. I don't want to mess off my old Iron Off-Road shirt. Levi has merch. Go check him out. I don't have merch. So we're going to get down under there, but I do think I'm going to go change. And then, well, we'll figure out what's wrong with it. All right, so here is the bumper problem up close. So coming out of Alaska, it was solid. Then made it to Virginia, and it was loose. And I found a way to put a little bolt into an area and weld it up, which tightened everything up. But the trip to Hurricane Creek, which is the last video I posted a couple months back, I kept hitting the hitch. I think I left the hitch, but anyway, I kept hitting the bumper going into dips because, my Scout's not made for really major off-roading, and I have a low departure angle. So it hit some more, broke that weld up. So we'll get under there now and let's see, can I weld that thing back, or do I need to do something else? I really want to raise the bumper. I want to raise this bumper up so that this part is under the light. Give myself a little better departure angle is what I would like to do. We'll see if it works. Anyway, let's get under there and take a look. I still use my track mat pretty regular. Makes crawling around. I'm gonna get a smaller tripod. What's that from? Okay, so let's see what we got here. Oh, ouch. Ouch. My light. So I know there's my bolts that hold it in. So let's see, I'll show you. I don't know if you can see any of this. I'm gonna hold this a little differently. So there's a lot of homemade stuff going on here. This angle iron is what holds the bumper, and you can see it doesn't go far enough back on the frame. So the support, in a perfect situation, this would have went back there and maybe sandwich that in there or cut around. I don't know. We have a bolt here, and the other side's the same. Bolt here, and a bolt right up in there. Let's see. See it bolt up in there. Right there. And those are the two. Wait. Oh, hang on. Oh. That's ripped. That bolt is ripping out. Is it like that on this side? Okay. Ow! Bless it. Ooh, yes, it is. Look up in there. Right there. See if I can get a light in a way that matters or helps or anything. Yeah, sure enough. Looky there. What happened to my light? There it is. That C channel is completely ripped because it's only held on by 2 bolts, there and there. And that top bolt has the pressure of the trailer bouncing down the Alaska highway. And it ripped through that C channel. Poorly designed. Not by me, by the way. Just the way it was. But one bolt wasn't going to do it. Daggone. That would have had like a bigger piece of L bracket with maybe 2 connection points. Let's see. Yeah, look. Oh, man. Look how bad that one is. Yeah. Okay. Well, settles that. Well, I don't know what it settles, but I'm definitely going to have to take that bumper off now. And it was such high quality stuff. Oh, man. What am I going to do? Take that bumper off, and then I can, bang this back flat and weld up all my spots. But I can't put that bumper back on the way it was. It'll have to be something different. I don't think this is a factory bumper. I've never seen one like this. It doesn't have the square diamond plate that the older Scouts had on a step bumper. This actually has diamond plate. But that was a very well factoried radius C channel. I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's factory or not. I have 3 or 4 Scout frames from, I think, 1 Scout 80 and 2 or 3 800s that I bought before they went to scrap metal on some land I've got so far. And I think there is a back bumper on one of them. And I believe it's a step bumper. And I believe it's one of those that has the really nice place that just has a ball on a flat spot here. So no more receiver hitch. I might have to go out there and look at those. Let's get this cut off. And I say cut off because these bolts have been on there so long, I'm not even going to fight them. And let's look at what we have and then go from there. But it can't drive like this. I was hopeful I would be able to do a little another patch weld and get myself to harvesters in the Holler, but that isn't going to happen with this bumper the way it is. And there is no patch that's going to fix that easily that I see. So let's cut it off. And I've got a week. I'm not a good welder. I guess I should say I'm not a welder. I'm so not good that I can't even say welder. I kind of know how to do it mechanically, but it doesn't ever look good. But I got a good grinder. Anyway, let's cut this thing off. The other thing I'm missing are the braces. You see how they're supposed to be braces from here back to the center and over there. See that? And there's supposed to be a brace from there to the center. And that way, if you hang something on the center of the bumper, it doesn't bow your bumper. I have found a set of braces that I thought I could put on here if I ever decided to do that. But I don't know if I want to pull a camper with that kind of hitch setup. You know, a lawnmower trailer. Well, I guess my teardrop isn't all that big. Okay, let's get out front here. All right, let's get the grinder ready and make a mess. I need to cut those things off too, don't I? I got to cut all the wiring off for my trailer lights. Ooh, I should do that now. Yep. Ooh, that was gonna give me a hard time. It's through the bumper. I might just have to cut that one and redo it. I gotta cut that wire. Okay. So now I'm gonna grinder this one off. It's easier. And then I gotta get, wait a minute. There might be 2 bolts. There is 2 bolts. Dachen. Okay, let's see here. Aha. Yep, there is 2. So there's actually 2 bolts because this thing is longer than I thought it was. So it's on both sides. So there was a bolt right up in here, and there's a bolt over here. Okay, there's a bolt here and a bolt on that side. So it was 2 bolts there, but problem is they're both in the center of the C channel, which is the weakest point. And there was no backing on it but 1 washer. So it's ripped all the way across there. Okay, so let's get that one out. Okay, so after lots of beating and banging and rust and dirt in my eyes, I think I've got it removed. It's just hanging on 2 bolts. So think about just giving it a yank and letting it fall. This was a gasket that I had put on the back edge there to try to keep dust from the Alaska Highway from infiltrating as much, but it wasn't terribly successful. Yeah, I got a little work to do there. Here, let's take a look. Oh. All the way across. Back in there a little bit. And over here too. All the way back. I feel like we were pretty lucky not to lose the camper. Yeah, that could have turned out bad. But we'll get it pushed back together and welded back together. And then we'll mount it in a different way so that that doesn't happen again. So initially, here's the plan. I am going to bang it back close and tack it. I'm going to drill the end of the brake here, there, back there if I can, from the back side, to keep it from running more, which I don't think will happen, but in case, it's only a hole. So I'm gonna put a little drill hole right there. There, back there. And then I'm going to use a cutting blade and clean that gap slightly so I can get decent penetration between the two pieces and weld it up in place. This part comes out, okay? And with the body mounts going through, I don't really want to take them out at this point. I don't have another set handy, and between me and you, my Scout's only held down by, I think, 4. The ones in the back, the ones in the passenger floor are all deleted. The ones behind the seat area, I think they're deleted or at least missing. The one under the radiator is still there. So anyway, I don't want to take out what I think we're supposed to have. I think it's an odd number, like 7 of them. I think I have maybe 4 or 5. So anyway, let's get this cleaned up, and then I'm gonna weld these cracks up after I bang them back into place a little bit. Hopefully I can get it close. Not too bad, I guess. A little thin up there. Just having a hard time seeing the crack. Anyway, let's clean it up a little. So this morning I thought I'd come out to the Scout graveyard and see if I could find myself a bumper. I've got a couple here. So I've got this one, which is a really large one. I think that might be Scout 80, not totally sure. But someone's welded big steel angle iron and stuff to it. Not interested in that one. This one is the style I'm looking for, right here. But you can see the ends broke off. This end's broke off. Might even been cut a little bit. It's a little extra thin looking. So I've got this other one over here. Pay no attention to the, this is OSHA approved for sure. And I think it has the one that I need on it. And I've got this totally secured. So don't breathe too hard while I go by it. That's a high lift rock. But this one's in pretty good shape here. You can see. Scout has no axles, sits on the ground. It's actually sitting on the bumper, making it very hard to get under it. So I had to implement a lifting technique. Yeah. So anyway, I got it in the air. I'm sure this rotten 2x or 4x4 is going to hold it. We'll get under there, and I'm going to zip a few bolts off with a grinder. See what I can do. Well, it didn't fall, and I got it off. It's in pretty good shape. Slight bend on that side, but I can put it in a press or run over it with the Scout, something, but I think I can straighten that up. Not 100% sure I'm going to use it. While I was here, I want to take it off it fought me pretty well. I left these brackets on here because, well, you can see they were already broken. Same kind of problem. It didn't, the downward weight of this short piece should have went back on the frame more. And after seeing this on 2 Scouts, now I'm starting to think it might be a factory thing that they did, which, let's just say, may not have been the best idea. So, yeah, I would cut these off and take them with me, but I was down to my last inch of grinder wheel. I got saws all there. Maybe I'll try those before I leave. I don't have a lot of hope in that old blade I've got. Now to let this down so it's not a kid trap, and if I had my tripod, I'd leave it set up. I might sit over there. We'll see. I think I'm just gonna knock stuff out of the way and let her fall. Nope, I'm not under it. Okay. Kid trap sprung. No kids live here anyway, but get my tools picked up. Back to the shop. Okay, back here at the shop, I've welded up all the cracks in the broken parts, and I've got the new bumper sitting up there. And there's the old bumper. Trying to decide which one. Neither of them are perfect. This one's got a little kink in it, but I can straighten that. I feel pretty certain. This one, because I've put the receiver hitch in the bottom, it actually rides lower. So the teardrop is more level when you ride. But because the hitch is so much further out, it has way more leverage on that cross member on the back, which isn't the biggest gauge of metal. And until I disconnect the body mounts and get that out and really work on it, I don't even know what kind of connection there is on the top. On the bottom of the frame where it comes back and meets it, the bottoms are ripped where it's pulled out at some point in its life. I can weld that up, I think. That shouldn't be a problem. I like the look of this one better. I like the receiving hitch on that one better. But for trail rides, this is much taller, more tucked up, better departure angles. So I'm gonna sleep on it. So we'll see you in the morning. All right, good morning. So back in the shop this morning, got my son Ethan here. He's helping me do some grinding, and went out and helped me grab one more piece of bracket off of that Scout this morning. Now we're going to use this bumper, the bumper I picked up. Decided I like it better than this one. It's thinner, has a more stylish profile, let's say. It will raise, I'm gonna flip this over here. So this one's the kind that has a ball on the bumper itself. which will raise how high the tongue on the teardrop sits. But I measured yesterday and I kind of jacked it up to where I thought, well, that's kind of the maximum I would want it to be based on aesthetics and pulling. And it was 21 inches, and I come in here and I measure from the ground up to the bottom of where this bumper would be, and it's 21 inches. So it's going to be kind of at the max, but I think it should pull just fine. This one, if you look down on it, you'll see how much leverage, you know, what is that, 15 inches, 16 inches from where it's mounted out to the end of this ball. And that gives it a lot of leverage on these brackets, where this one is kind of like 6 or 8 inches. And so, I don't know. And I think I just like this one better. The only downside to this one is if you look here, there's a little bend right there where this one has been bumped this way at some point. Nice and straight on that end, but not here. So now I got to figure out how to straighten this up. And right now my idea is to go get my high lift jack, put it between that bracket and this end, and jack this end back towards me, which should take that little crinkle out that you might can see right there. There. And hopefully straighten it up. So you're just gonna put your foot against that, turn the thing. Here you go. Yep. And then put your foot against this, and I'm gonna hit on the other side. It's not really, it shouldn't axe or anything. But, it's not really thick. You ready? Put it against it again, it moved. Ah, bugger. All right, put it right there. Stand, put your foot down there. There you go. That'll keep it from spinning. Yeah, like that. I'd say it's pretty daggone close. The hump's out of it now. Come down to that bottom part. Where is it? No, where's the bottom bend? I don't know if we're just be able to pry. Lay it down, let's see what we got. It's pretty close. There might still be a slight bend in it, but it's way better than it was. I think we'll try one more, and I'm gonna go to the top side more than the bottom side there.
You build houses about the same way you build cars.
Yeah, well, it's a couple inches in a job this big. So both sides are like this. Looks to me like the metal used to go from here to here, and this has gotten broke out. At some point someone welded, but it's broke again. Certainly the best option would be to take it off. But folks, I've got to go. Today is Wednesday. I have to leave Thursday at noon for harvesters in the holler. And so I'm going to put me a big heavy weld on that again. Do the same thing down on the other end. Leave the hole open to run my bolt down through. And we're using this bolt hole way up here this time. So the last time the bumper was in these two middle ones right here, which gave it lots of leverage on the center of the C channel, bending it out. Now we're going to be using the big bolt at the top, so it can't bend as much because it's way up at the top in this bolt. And then I'm also going to put behind this in here will be maybe a flat bar of steel or something to disperse the pressure out over more. All right, so Ethan's slapping a little rust inhibitor on it. I think we got that pretty well straightened up the way we want it, though I will have to weld a couple of rings or something to put the chains for the trailer. And over here I am welding up the brackets. So this will go against the, ouch, that's hot. Ouch, that's hot. This will be that on that C channel. Bolt at the top, bolt in the bottom. These two bolts carry the bumper. And then I forgot, another thing that I'm adding in are these. These are factory to Scout 800s. They go from the frame rail back, so from the frame rail back to the center of this C channel that I'm hooking to. And they bolt up to these bolts here, right in there. Those two middle ones, I think. And the bolt will run through those two holes in the back of that bumper also. I have, I think 5, I don't know. I've got a handful of Scout frames and several Scouts. And those angled pieces are only on like 2 of them. I think they got taken off fairly regularly because they get in the way of putting the muffler in the back. I'm hoping I can still get it. I'm hoping I can still get it here around my muffler. It looks like I can. I know I can get 1 of them. I think I can get 2 of them. Fingers crossed. We'll see. So he's gonna finish slathering that on, and I'm gonna weld up the second one. I'm not a great welder, but it doesn't look terrible. I did a couple of passes. I notched it a little, well, not notched it, but I kind of beveled the end of this piece so I could get into the crack. And I think I've done 3 passes, and I did 3 passes on that side. I got a little gobbed up there. Really, I'm not a welder, but it's better than it was when it broke last time. Now I've got to do the other 2 here and here. These were broken on the Scout that I took them off of. So I'm re-welding them back with a much beefier weld than what was there originally, which was pretty small. Fingers crossed. All right, got those finished. I need to clean up the spatter. That's there, but overall I feel pretty good about it. This one's a little, this side I did a little better job on. I feel like it's not bad. Anyway, I think I'll live with it. I just gotta clean the spatter off now. Put them on. Woohoo! Let's try it out, Ethan. Grab your end. Now we've got to tuck it under.
I guess I don't need ear protection for this.
Unless you drop it.
No. Maybe I just don't want to listen to you.
Okay, got above it. There you go. Right up behind it.
There we go. Pretty snug on my side.
Might be a little too snug, to be honest.
Well, I think it'll come out just a bit once you line it up.
Like we're touching it, aren't we?
Yeah. Don't necessarily think it's a bad touch.
Oh.
What's it look like?
Yeah. This needs to go that way to
Still?
line up with the holes.
Oh, still?
In both of them.
Oh, wow.
And it's not touching in there.
Huh, someone should measure that.
Someone should have measured that.
So we cut more into the body?
No!
How about we weld the bumper on right here?
Done! No.
A lot of zip ties.
Okay, folks, here's the plan. me spin this around so you can see. The bumper's touching the body here. So it says, you know, it can't touch. It says the bumper should be this way. But the edge of this is hitting the back of the tailgate. So at this point, it's got to be that way. I can't change this easily. But what I can do is take my grinder, which this is crooked as a dog's hind leg right here. I'm going to cut up to this row and take that row off on both sides. Yes. Let's see how this goes. Okay, here we are. Original stock brackets installed. New grade 8 hardware. And then put in the cross braces that come back to the center where the eye is, and they connect into there. And then the other one goes across and over there. So, I don't know, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I think the reason a lot of people's rips in here the way mine did is because they take these things out. Because with that in there, this would never be able to move, I don't think. Because it's all the tension from here going this way is just going straight back to the frame there and there. So if you're missing those, consider putting them back in, I guess, if you're going to pull stuff. But overall, I'm pretty happy. Let's crawl out here and see what it looks like. There she is. Dun, 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 da, 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 da. I think I'm going to leave the moss. I think it gives it character. Now I just got to stick a ball on it and weld 2 loops to put chains on that I should have done when it was sitting out here, but I forgot to do until I was done. And then my son said, "Hey, did you forget those chains?" And I said, "Yes."
Hey, wouldn't it really suck if we couldn't open the tailgate now?
Oh, don't do that. Okay, do it. Ah! Shoo, you scared me. That would suck. Okay. Woohoo! So my teardrop takes a 2-inch ball, and I have one there. I have one here. But look at this. Found a brand new one in the drawer. And I was so excited until that. That is so typical of my luck.
So how would you rig this?
I'm thinking zip ties. I don't know.
JB weld?
Cleaned up that edge. It's so close. It's just got a little rust inside, I think. I foul. No joke. Give me a hammer. No diamond. I can't hit it.
One good hit. Just let me hit it.
If I didn't think it'd mess the threads up, I would. We finally got it put on. And when I say we, me and that auger. It was really close. It's just the rust had built up inside, and it's just slightly too small. But we got it all augered out, reamed out a little bit. It's on there. Ta-da. So tomorrow morning, I've got to wire that light back up, the trailer light. I had to cut the wire to get the old bumper off. And then I got to put me 2 loops here to hook chains on. I'm going to go in and get cleaned up a little bit. All right, it's Thursday morning. I'm supposed to be on the road by noon, headed to Harvesters in the Holler. We got the bumper on. Late last night was the final part of it. See the yellow wire hanging down there. Got to rewire the lights up. Check the fluids in the transmission, transfer case stuff. And then we're going to hit the road. So stick around.